whether it's passing out Gatorade bottles, towels, or being on the court, being a force. Just want to be a part, and I want to help my team win games. This is Tony Allen, and the green is back on. It's game time.
All right, Tony, thanks very much. Welcome back to Atlanta, everyone. And the sellout crowd is slowly making their way into Phillips Arena. Let's check out tonight's starting lineups, the Southwest Airlines starting lineups. First for the Celtics, no surprises, Rondo, Perkins, Allen, Pierce, and Garnett will be out there for head coach Doc Rivers. As the Celtics looking to play out the string, just 3 games left in this regular season, and this one against potentially their first-round playoff opponent. On the other side, for the Atlanta Hawks, they've won 7 of their last 9 here at home and come in playing very good basketball. You can trace a lot of it to the arrival of Mike Bibby there as their point guard. He's in the backcourt with Johnson, Horford, Williams, and Smith along a very, very athletic front line for head coach Mike Woodson in his 4th season as an NBA coach, and may indeed save himself a job if indeed he gets this team into the playoffs. Let's check in for the first time with our DCU sideline reporter. He's Greg Dickerson.
Mike, the Hawks will make the playoffs if they win tonight and the Indiana Pacers lose at home tonight as they take on the Charlotte Bobcats. It would mark the first time in 9 seasons that the Hawks would make it to the playoffs. Now, one thing that they can't do is have a record above 500. Again, last 9 straight years, they have been below 500, and you wonder if the pressure of trying to get to the playoffs, getting to them a little bit, or creating some problems. Yesterday at shoot-around in New York, a little scuffle going on before the win against the Knicks between Jaja Pachulia and Solomon Jones that had to be broken up by teammates.
Those aren't bad, though, right, Scott, when you get the guys in the...
It means guys care. I don't mind a little brouhaha as long as they get over it later and realize it's just a game and they're going to work together the next time.
That is the voice of Scott Pollard, who is joining me as our color analyst tonight. And let's take a look at our honeydew list, brought to you by Honeydew Donuts, who invites you to try their delicious new mudslide iced coffee.
Well, the first thing is we got to respect the Hawks as a team. Like what's been talked about already, this team we might see in the playoffs next week, and we need to respect them and take care of business tonight. Number 2, keep them off the glass. They offensive rebound just as well as anybody in the league, and we need to make sure we take care of that tonight.
All right, the Hawks, again, a very, very athletic team. That's probably their trademark. The other trademark they have, which is not a particularly good one, we talked about that a little bit in the open tonight, and that is the fact they only play about 6 players. Josh Childress off the bench is the number 1 guy. Zaza Pachulia plays a little bit, but after that, they don't really go very deep in their bench. They gave up a lot of players when they made the trade for Mike Bibby. Let's take a look at our Subaru key matchup. It involves that man right there, Kevin Garnett. Kevin really has had some sparkling nights against the Hawks in the 2 games this year, head-to-head. Kevin Garnett, 23.5 points, 17 rebounds, and shooting 62%. So KG certainly comes to play every night. But against the Hawks, he has put up some very, very exceptional numbers. And we are just about set to go. You have been baptized here, so to speak.
I got baptized a little bit, but I ducked out of the way. I knew it was coming.
All right,
That's cute.
What? It's cute? Really? Is that the word?
It's a cute pregame ritual.
Okay. All right, we are set to go again. They sell standing room, actually, for this game here tonight. The first time they have done that since one of the last times Michael Jordan played in here, but it appears to be a late arriving crowd as there are a lot of seats still empty, especially up in the upper sections. Kevin Garnett, he always reminds me, Scott, of a boxer.
He does. He bounces around the ring a lot before.
Yeah.
He's getting himself up. He's getting excited.
Smith and Perk will jump it up. Again, magic number of 2 for the Atlanta Hawks here tonight. We'll keep you posted on that Indiana score, but the Hawks have to take care of business, and Ray Allen's going to get Joe Johnson. Rondo will pick up Bibby. Johnson trying to back his way down. Rondo bluffs the double team, and Johnson misses the fadeaway, and KG has got rebound number 1.
With one hand, no doubt.
What are the matchups the Celtics want to pick on in this end, Scott?
All of them. No, I'm just kidding. We definitely want to take advantage of the big 3, as always. That's not a hard question.
Paul Pierce knocks down a jumper to open the game.
I think Rondo can definitely take advantage of Mike Bibby on offense. He can get around him. Mike is a good defender, but not always plays hard on defense.
Williams knocks down a little jump shot. Talking about athletic kids, that The guy just played 1 year at North Carolina and is just starting now to come into his own.
As a rookie, though, he is developing fast.
Pierce once again kicks it out to Ray Allen. He's got Bibby in the switch. Goes away from the Garnett pick, and the rebound is controlled by Horford underneath. Horford, a lot of people's pick, including mine, I think, for Rookie of the Year. Turnover as Pierce picks off the pass.
That was great hustle by Ray. He got a hand up on Mike so he couldn't shoot the layup, tried to dump it off. Didn't work.
You know, people don't talk about it a lot, Scott. Good look by KG. Better block by Josh Smith. There's that athleticism. But it's going to stay Celtic ball as
he couldn't keep it under control. Well, as I talked about before the game, Josh Smith really enjoys his athleticism and is not weak about it, not trying to be pretty. He came over and just attacked that ball. And so strongly, in fact, he went out of bounds with it. Good for us.
South's got 8 on the shot clock here. KG. And a foul on Bibby on the way by. KG unhappy he didn't make that shot.
As a big man, you don't want to ever go in and miss a layup when a guard fouls you. It's a little bit embarrassing after you make a move like that and you're going in, you got a 6-footer coming on at you, and yeah, you miss that layup. It's disappointing. I feel your pain, Kevin. That happened to me once.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that. I think it was a game I did when you were at KU.
Oh, bring up the national champions.
Yes, I want to congratulate you early on that.
Thank you. Rock chalk.
Garnett makes them both. Celtics take the early 4-2 lead. Less than 2 minutes gone. Rondo's going to extend pressure here on Bibby. Horford comes back to set a screen.
Big man needs to step up and yell that out to Rondo so he doesn't get plastered on that screen.
Bibby, and that foul's going to be on Rondo. Picks up his first on the side before the shot.
One thing both of these point guards do very well is the change of speed. Mike Bibby doesn't look like the fastest point guard in the world, but he definitely uses that hesitation and gets by him, and that's what he did to Rondo just there and got the foul.
Maybe 9 years now in the league. That kind of snuck up on me when I was looking at the notes here earlier. Think of him as a younger guy.
I think of everybody as a younger guy.
Yeah, well, what do you think I think then? Barely out of his teens to me. Johnson spins off Rondo. Oh, good block by Perk, but a foul's called.
I guess he did a good job of getting his body into Perk. Here he does a good job of getting his body back into Perk so he can get the foul called, even though I thought Perk did a good job of trying to block that ball.
Here are the numbers for Joe Johnson this season at 22 a game. What about that old principle of verticality? Isn't that what they used to call it?
Yeah, that doesn't ever go in the big man's favor. I don't think I've ever seen that happen, ever. When you go in there and a little guy falls down, foul, big guy. There's no 7-foot refs.
That's a good point.
They don't know what it's like. Because by the time we can ref, we can't run anymore.
Speaking of running anymore, how's your ankle?
It's getting better. It's healing very well. I think I'm coming out of the boot this week, which will be fun. I'll be able to walk again.
Pierce to the basket for 2. But you were telling me this morning now you can have the other ankle done, right?
Well, that's not 100% yet.
You liked it so much?
Yeah, the doctor in Indiana gave me a 2-for-1 deal. He's going to check out the MRI on Monday or Tuesday, and we're going to talk about it. But it looks like that just because the rehab on the left ankle is so long. I'm not going to be missing anything out by getting the other ankle fixed. I'll have 2 good ankles.
Celtics getting that'll be first time in a while, right?
First time in a long while. I'll have 2 good ankles.
Celtics have hit 3 of their first 5 shots here and getting pretty easy shots so far against the Hawks. Smith, KG right there forces them in the fall away, and Pierce comes away with the miss.
That's where I like that matchup. That length really bothers a shooter.
Perkins calling for the ball as Horford was fronting him. Now Horford gets position. Perk trying to overpower.
And he can do that.
Yep. Absolutely. pretty effective with that little hook shot in the lane, isn't he?
He's gotten much better at it this year. Not that he was bad at it before, but he's definitely worked on it and doing very well with it.
Bibby got free off the screen, misses the shot. Perk tips it out. Here comes Rondo in the middle of the break. Hawks are back defensively. But KG sneaks in for 2. Wow. With 4 Hawks back. How do you miss KG?
Ding dong. You got to keep an eye on that guy. He's pretty good.
6-0 Boston run. Garnett with 6 of Boston's 12. And that's going to be a little over-aggressive move by Kevin Garnett. He picks up the foul over the top.
Here we go. Kevin makes a nice fake. That's easy money. You got to just get it anywhere in the vicinity of the basket, and Kevin is going to knock that down.
20-second timeout is taken here with the Celtics jumping out to the early lead. 12-6, 7:43 still to go here in the first. Modell Sporting Goods, the official sporting goods store of the Boston Celtics, is offering you the chance of a lifetime. That is to be an honorary Celtic ball kid for a game. The experience includes an autographed Celtic basketball, assisting NBA players during warm-ups, a Celtics Modell's t-shirt, and 2 premium tickets to the game for additional guests. Stop by Modell's and enter for your chance to win this great experience for the April 16th game. You got to be between the ages of 12 and 18 to qualify. Here's Perk going across the middle, Scott.
Here we have young Perk, who I said has worked on that hook shot, trying to overpower a man he is bigger and stronger than, and he does just that.
Here are the first points in the paint for Atlanta. The Celtics have 8 already.
Little defensive lapse there.
Williams starting down low against Pierce. Johnson chasing Allen. KG comes out and sets the screen. Ray comes back the other way. A little pull up in the lane is going to be short. Might have been deflected, tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be hot ball. Bibby off the crossover, the trailer Horford.
Change of direction again.
Bibby deep, knocks it down. That's a shot you were talking about.
Yes, it's first quarter and he's already hitting it. Usually he waits till the 4th.
Hawks back to within 1. Rondo spins in the paint, counted the foul. That was the quickness advantage you talk about.
That was a change of everything. He changed sides of the basket, sides of the court. Bing, bang, reverse. That's very impressive. I used to do that when I was a kid too.
I have not, I can't recall a guard who has come along in a long time who relies so much on spin as Rondo does on layups.
Hey, I don't know how he does it. He definitely does put a lot of English on the ball. Or maybe it's Louisville-ish, not English, Louisville-ish.
He's got those big hands, those piano player hands.
He can control the ball.
Yes. 10 on the shot clock here. Smith tries to make a move on Garnett, got swallowed up, but able to find Bibby deep. Misses that one. Rebound Pierce, outlet to Rondo. Johnson back defensively. Hawks are doing a pretty good job getting back in terms of numbers. And Smith comes away with the miss. He loops it ahead to Johnson. Johnson, the 2.
The Celtics didn't do a very good job of getting back on our defensive end.
Well, if the Hawks are going to have any chance against Boston tonight or in any kind of a series, they're going to have to get those kind of baskets, aren't they?
Absolutely. You need any easy bucket you can get against our defense. We're playing very well on both ends of the floor, but our defense has been one thing that's surprised everybody this year.
Pierce once again gets to the basket. Joe Johnson forcing the issue, able to get the foul off Ray Allen, and we're going to get ourselves a timeout. First on Ray, 5:45 to go in the first. 17-13 Celts by 4. Sellout crowd here in Atlanta tonight, and a lot of Celtic fans on hand. 17-13 Boston early, 5:45 to go in the first. Let's take a look at tonight's official league leaders. They're brought to you by TD Bank North, the official bank of the Boston Celtics. Celtics' best all-time record, 68-14 back in 72-73. Tommy coached that team. The last championship team in 85-86 won 67 games, and then two teams, 81, 82, 84, 85, with 63 wins, and this current Celtic team already has 63 with 3 still to play. Time now for Gatorade heard round the cooler. Let's check in with Greg.
A couple things, Mike. First, from a Celtics perspective, again, Eddie House, Leon Poe out of the lineup. Eddie should be ready for the start of the playoffs next weekend, but don't expect to see him in the 2 regular season finales Monday or Wednesday. As for Leon, we may very well see him back on the floor Monday against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. And as for the Hawks, you mentioned lack of their bench. 3 of their 4 starters, or 3 of their 5 starters last night played 40 minutes in the game over the Knicks. Mike Woodson said he expects to go to his bench early in this one tonight.
Well, he did just that. He just put Pachulia in to try to go with a little bit bigger body against Kevin. We'll see how that works out for him.
Knocked away by Pachulia nicely. A little quickness shown there. Horford, strong move in the paint, got away with the left hand there too.
Yeah, that offhand. Oh, I think Rondo came down a little bit awkward.
Seems to be okay. Pachulia, that's an offensive foul. They missed the first one, they got the second one.
Wow. All right. Yeah, you can't push the guy completely off. You can protect the ball as long as you don't push off, and he pushed off. Oh, yeah, there it was. I did see Rondo go down a little bit awkward there.
Yeah. Appears to be okay though. Nothing rolled. I'm amazed that we don't see that once a game. Guys stepping on each other's sneakers.
Well, that's because I haven't played much this year.
Pierce in the lane finds KG for 2.
He's getting a lot of high percentage shots.
He sure is.
That makes 4 assists, I believe, on 8 baskets for the Celtics.
Celts by 4 here. A little over 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Pachulia not being challenged at all. Bibby will take it. Rebound taken down by Pierce. Bibby 1 for 4 here in the first quarter. Rondo gets a screen from Garnett, leaves it for Allen. Goes by Childress. And a late whistle, but a whistle nonetheless.
Once again, a double team on the ball. You got to stay with that guy. They're giving him high percentage shots. Thank you.
It's an interesting guy to leave.
Thank you for that, Atlanta Hawks. I really appreciate you leaving our best player inside open. I'm sure that's something they won't continue to do.
Pachulia picks up his 2nd personal foul in 2 minutes on the court. So he's coming out and Josh Smith is coming back in.
Kevin's walking off the court a little odd. He looks like he's upset about something. Hopefully he's feeling okay. Physically. Emotionally, I don't know that he's ever okay.
Eddie Lacerda over to talk to him. I didn't see. And Eddie's walked away. Don't see anything particular that KG twisted or did. That's the greatest fear, obviously, during these final games.
You definitely don't want to lose a very important player in a game now that we've clinched home court, and these games are less important. They're still important, but they're less important than they were earlier in the year.
Celtics lead 4, 21-17. Rondo trying to hide behind the Brown screen, goes to Perkins. Perk coming across the other way. Oh, nice play by Childress. Rondo. 3 on the clock, realizes it. Short with the shot. P.J. Brown, an offensive board. Able to save it on the sideline. Celtics get a fresh clock out of this.
Does he get a steal on that too, since he kind of gave it back to the Hawks and then got it back?
Yeah. Gets a turnover and a steal.
Ooh, I think I just take the possession.
Again, Rondo going down. Yeah, he's having a hard time. He's got to check the sneakers.
Yeah, you need some different sneakers. Those are loose.
Childress, the three-point play. Opportunity.
Well, we've been getting back a little bit slow tonight so far, giving them some easy buckets. And that one we tried not to give him an easy one, but Paul was a little bit late on the foul there.
Pierce picks up his first. Sam Cassell takes off the pad he had on his back there. He's going to come in for Rondo. Rondo seems to be walking okay, but had 2 awkward falls there in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
I think he just needs to change his tires and he'll be good for a few more laps.
Yeah. You know, here's a guy people don't talk about a lot. I've always been a big fan of this kid. I think he's a good player, Childress.
I think so too. He does a very good job of blocking shots, as we just saw. He's a roamer on defense, and I think if he was a little bit more aggressive on offense, I think people would talk about it more. You know, the NBA, they kind of put a little bit of an emphasis on scoring.
That's why we hear your name so much.
Yes. That's why people see me in the league and they go, he's still in the league?
Hawks playing a little zone here.
There's Childress roaming again.
Ray Allen gets to the basket. They got a lot of tweeners on the floor right now, the Hawks, with this lineup. Horford, Childress, Johnson, Smith, and Williams. Everybody's within about 2 inches of each other in height.
That makes it tough for matchups on defense. Who's guarding who? Everybody's the same size.
Allen again trying to take it, keeps the dribble alive, finds Cassell. Sam in the lane for that little pull-up. And watching him do that for a long time.
He doesn't miss that shot much. That 15 to 18 footer, I think he pretty much owns. No mortgage at all.
We're going to get ourselves a timeout. 2 minutes, 19 seconds left to go. Celtics got a 25-19. We're in the first quarter. And Doc's playing stomping ground. We're back in a 6-point game, 2:19 to go here in the first. Tuesdays at 7:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. It's Celtics Now with Donnie Marshall and Laura Benke. This week they'll unveil the fans' choice for the Celtics Now Play of the Year. Celtics Now, Tuesdays at 7:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Big crowd here in Atlanta tonight. Mike Gorman along with Greg Dickerson and Scott Pollard joining us as color analyst here tonight. Scott's season unfortunately done because of ankle issues.
Here's some highlights of me getting it done.
I wasn't going to make you comment on yourself.
Outside, I would love to comment on myself because it's all of the baskets I scored this year and a block shot. That's offense, that's defense right there.
That was half your blocks, I think.
I think that was all of my points and half my blocks.
You have had experience playing on very good basketball teams. This is not the first go-around with a 60-win team. Did you think back in Rome that this team had the chance to be the caliber it has turned out?
I knew we had the chance and the opportunity, the talent to be there to get here. My only concerns were chemistry and health. And luckily, I've been the only one that's been major injured. And that's fine with, I think, everybody, including myself. If that's all it was, that's great. And that's all it's been so far. So hopefully, knock on wood, I'm the only one that stays injured the rest of the year.
Everybody talked about chemistry with this basketball team as Johnson goes to the free throw line way back when. I had the impression, though, being over there with you guys, that the chemistry was pretty established by the time you get back from Europe.
That's the beautiful thing about a trip like that overseas. You can't get away from each other. Training camp, you can still go home. Training camp, you have those 2 days, and you're around each other a lot, but you can still go home. But we were overseas. We didn't have anywhere to go. So we just ended up being with each other the whole time, and that goes a long way in creating chemistry without having to do too much.
How much of a catalyst for that chemistry was Kevin Garnett?
Well, he always gets things moving. He's definitely going to create some conversations because he does not stop talking very much. He's talking usually. I would say he is a talker. Speaking of which, he's dominating, as we said earlier. He's got pretty much all dunks, and we are 18-6 in the paint as a result of that.
James Posey coming in the game. Paul Pierce is going to come out. 2:03 to go here in the first. Celtics by 5. Hawks shooting 50% in the game, 7 of 14. Boston at 58%. Posey's going to defend Williams. Sam Cassell is going to chase Childress, who has a huge height matchup, and gets P.J. Brown help on the defensive end. Looped ahead for Ray Allen, trying to get by Smith. That's a tough task, but he does it. Nice job by Ray Allen against the very athletic Smith, who prides himself on being one of the league's best shot blockers.
He got him on his heels and took it right to him.
Is that the whole thing you want to do with a shot blocker, Scott, is take away the angle?
Absolutely. You want to go at them. And if you can get them on their heels, that's the best thing, and then take it right at their nose. And that's exactly what Ray Allen did. When you try to lean back and give them space, that's where they can't close that gap and block that shot.
Sam, the little up fake, another up fake. Skips it to the corner. Ray's going to take his time. Celtics at 7 on the shot clock. Sam will take it. Airmails it. Hawks get it back with just under a minute to go.
Childress gets by Cassell with the size advantage, and PJ is right there to stop that. That's good help side defense by PJ Brown.
Glenn Davis has come into the game. He is out there now with PJ Brown, James Posey, Sam Cassell, and Ray Allen. Ray Allen continues to be the durable one of the big three. He has averaged the most minutes this year.
I think Ray sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber.
Traveling violation on the rookie Horford. Celtics get it back up 7 here. 46 seconds to go in the quarter.
Before the break, Mike, you mentioned Doc used to play here, and on the bus ride over here, he was bragging about how they used to sell out every night.
Ray knocks down a 3.
Bing, bang, boom.
Not the best sports town in the world, frankly.
No, there's a lot to do in this city, and the weather's usually really nice, so it's hard to get people to come inside and watch basketball.
Joe Johnson front rims it, long rebound tracked down by Smith, and now the Hawks have a chance to take the final shot. I don't get this. I never get this. You're down 10 in the game. I get a good play out of it there, but why not just go ahead and go at it? Why wait for the last shot? What does that buy you?
I think the only thing it does is you try to get the last shot in the quarter and maybe go into the break with a little bit of momentum. That's the only reason I can think of.
3.1 on the clock now for the Celtics. See if they can get the lead back up to 10.
If that was their thought process, he still went a little early because now we have a chance to score.
Well, exactly, yeah. But I'm always surprised when I see teams executing very well and then all of a sudden they stop and just hold the ball for like 15, 20 seconds. Traveling violation on Glenn Davis, and now the Hawks will get 2.1 seconds to try to get a shot on.
Hey, go this way. Make him go this way. Sam, come back.
Mike, I'll be honest with you. If I had Childress's hair, I'd be very happy. If I could grow a fro, I would.
It would be about the only look we haven't seen from you, Scott. 1 down, 3 to go. Rajon Rondo off to a good start. Celtics off to a good start. They lead at 30-22 after 1 here in Atlanta. Welcome back to Atlanta, everyone. A playoff preview underway as the Celtics take on the Hawks in Boston with the early advantage 30-22 at the end of 1. Kind of a off and on rainy day here in Atlanta. If you were watching the Masters earlier, I know you know there was a rain delay there. Some storms went through this area, but it's cleared up pretty well tonight. Supposed to be decent tomorrow. Windy, though, at Augusta. That's what I understand. Celtics up by 8, 30-22. Mike Gorman along with Scott Pollard and Greg Dickerson. Let's take a look at tonight's quarter stats. They're brought to you by aceticket.com, Boston's best seats. You want the best seats in all of Boston for sports, concert, and theater events? Call aceticket.com at 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Well, I believe we talked about the game before the game, rather, that we need to do a good job on the boards, and so far we are.
That was a very nice play started by Bibby. Good save by Bibby on the sidelines, and then an unselfish pass out of Josh Smith. Woke the crowd up a little bit here. Glenn Davis, quick little turnaround, and he buries it. He's out there with P.J. Brown, Sam Cassell, Ray Allen, and James Posey. Ray Allen's played every minute of this game so far. It is Childress, Bibby, Smith, Williams, and Pachulia. Tony Allen's about to come into the game.
Speaking of Ray Allen, he scored his first points in this building with the Bucks back in the 80s.
Nice homework there. Nice work. There's a save by Bibby. There's your guy. I look at this Hawk team, though, Scott, and I think Mike Bibby's got a lot to do in the locker room in terms of playoff experience. He's about the only guy, really, if they end up playing against the Celtics, who's going to be able to tell some of these guys what it's all about.
That, and although I don't know it's true, he seems like he's about 5 years older than everybody else as well. So just not only playoff experience, but NBA experience too.
Celtics will call for an illegal defense there. Smith pulls it back out, takes it, makes it. Smith 2 for 4 in the game, 4 points, 4 assists already, and a couple of rebounds. Sam misses the 3, kept alive momentarily by Davis, picked off by Williams.
It's a little outside of Sam's ownership range.
Bibby, however, has that range. 9-2 run here by the Hawks to make it a 3-point game at 32-29.
Good pick by Glenn Davis.
That was a good pick, wasn't it?
I always love seeing that, getting away with it.
Nice block by Smith. Again, that athleticism. He was beaten on the play, but able to get back in it. Hangs in the air, and he'll get a chance for a 3-point play. Glenn Davis the foul. Here's the block.
That's both ends for Josh Smith. First, he takes up that space, as I talked about earlier, when PJ leaned away from him a little bit too much. He created the opportunity for Josh Smith to go in and get that block, and then hustle down the other end and gets the basket. Good for us. He missed the free throw.
It's a great stat there. 150 times in his career, 3+ blocks in a game. Nice move with the dribble by Sam. Can't hit the jumper, though. And Williams and Pachulia take it out of bounds.
Good hustle for those guys, but worked out for the good guys. They took the ball out of bounds with them.
Kevin Garnett's coming back in the game for Boston with 9:50 to go, so obviously he is okay. Oh, nice play by KG. A little too much English by Davis underneath. Looked like he got fouled, or thought he got fouled. No whistle. Smith slow to get into the play. Now comes in top of the key.
Glenn should have gone up strong on those guys and tried to draw the foul.
KG with the rebound. Kendrick Perkins will be back in a moment for Boston.
I think Doc thought the same thing I did.
Which one?
About Glenn Davis going up strong. Hence Kevin Perkins going to sub in for him. Glenn's got such a big, strong body. He needs to do a little bit better job of just going at people.
Bibby off to a good start here. He's got 7. Tony Allen, no. Big follow rebound. He goes right. Tony into the lane. Little fake, little Rondo-like fake there. Davis again, no. And a reach-in foul is called on Glenn.
The frustration foul.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get ourselves a timeout. 8:38 left to go here, and an entertaining first half. 3 blocks already for Smith. 34-33 Boston.
Today, your identity is at greater risk than ever before. You can't prevent thieves from poking around your identity, but you can stop them before they use it. Early detection is your best protection, and Identity Truth is the earliest. Check out IdentityTruth.com today with a truly free 90-day trial offer. Visit IdentityTruth.com today.
We are back inside the Phillips Arena here in Atlanta, and the Celtics and Hawks in a good one, 34-33. And our DCU sideline reporter, Greg Dickerson, is with a very special guest.
Yeah, Mike, it was 50 years ago today 50 years ago today that Bob Pettit and the then St. Louis Hawks won an NBA championship. Do you remember who you beat in those finals? Because it's escaping my mind for some reason.
I thought it might escape your mind. I remember very well because, you know, they were very hard to beat any time.
It was of course, the Boston Celtics. And, you know, there's a guy that I work with who's back in the studio who said that you dropped 50 on him during that series.
Well, I did score 50 the last night, but not against him.
Not against Tommy.
No, Tommy was such a great defensive player that it was very hard to score on him. Thank you, Tommy.
Tommy calls you the greatest power forward of all time. What did you like about Tommy's game?
Well, Tommy, you know, I played against Tommy in college. We go back to the Sugar Bowl in the early 50s when he was at Holy Cross. He and Togo Palazzi came down to New Orleans. And so I played against him there. You know, the thing about Tommy, I remember the most, he was such a fierce competitor. He played as hard as he could play every minute. He beat your brains out to win, and he was a great, great player.
I got to ask you, Bob, before we get back to this game, you talk about competitiveness. You saw us down in New Orleans a few weeks ago taking on the Hornets, a team that you really like out west.
Well, you know, I'm living in New Orleans, so I go down and watch the Hornets play as much as I can. And they've got an awfully good team. I happened to see the Utah game the other night, and that didn't turn out too good for the Hornets. But they came right back and won the next night, and they're a good team.
You sure? Tommy, 2 points you didn't get against them, 4 points, and somebody else?
The Hawk?
Yeah.
Tommy? I felt lucky to get 4 points against Tommy. He's got to pay me big time.
Tommy, if you're hearing this back in the studio, you owe Bob huge. Mike, Bob, thanks so much. Congratulations on being honored tonight for 50th anniversary of the World Championship back in St. Louis.
And thank you very much. And, you know, I see a lot of great teams over the years, but I'll tell you, it's awfully hard to beat that team Boston had. And that 13-year stretch, they were probably the greatest dynasty in the history of any sport, not just basketball.
Got to think it makes that win in 58 even sweeter for you. Mike and Scott, let's go back to you across the court.
Dinner at the very least, Tommy owes Bob. At the very, very least. KG's numbers back in November against Atlanta. Knocks down the second free throw. Celtics retake the lead, 36-35. Just under 8 minutes to go first half. Mike Gorman, Scott Pollard, Greg Dickerson here in Atlanta as the Celtics wind down their season. 2 games left in the regular season after tonight at New York on Monday, and then the Nets at home on Wednesday. Playoffs TBA sometime next weekend. Kirk with the miss.
Well, the Hawks have erased the lead that we had going into this quarter, and they've done it with a 6-0 edge on fast break points, which means we're not getting back on defense.
Well, I tell you, the back door is wide open for KG, though, tonight, isn't it?
They're still not guarding that guy really tough.
He's 4 for 4 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line. Boston a 24-16 advantage in the paint. Tony Allen getting the defensive job right now on Bibby. Posey covering Johnson. Can't finish in the lane. Good outlet pass by Garnett. Tony Allen takes it right to Bibby, and a touch foul on Bibby on the way by.
And
to
Tony me, like Bibby was
on.
Sorry.
Yeah. It looked to me like Bibby was giving him the layup, but they called a foul.
Great outlet pass by Kevin. Tony goes down. I wish he would have just tried to jump and dunk over Mike, and I think Mike was trying to get out of the way, and then Tony continued on and fouled the cameraman.
It was an offensive foul. 21 minutes last night against Milwaukee for TA.
Mike's good at complaining to refs or anybody else because his facial expression never changes. He can be very, very upset, and he just walks up and starts talking to you, and you don't know that he's really upset until you hear the tone of voice he uses because his face doesn't exchange.
Has it tipped away, picked off by Posey,
who begins his back down at three-quarter court. A la Charles Barkley.
That's going to be a foul on Pachulia.
That's 3.
And that is going to bring Marvin Williams back into the game.
Pachulia will be replaced with his third foul.
Solomon Jones comes in for Pachulia. Interestingly enough, those are the two that had the little scuffle at the end of the shoot-around the other day.
I think they just smiled and nodded at each other on the way by.
Did they?
It
was brief.
I think all is excused. I think they probably went out to dinner or something.
KG is now 5 for 5. Celtics right at 52% shooting. The Hawks holding their own at 50%. It's a 5-point game, 6-point game. Tony Allen is called for a foul off the ball, and he's trying to lobby against that one.
Well, nothing against the big man of the Hawks, but so far they've had no answer for Kevin Garnett. Obviously, he hasn't missed a shot yet. Just seems to be having his way so far in this game.
You're old enough to remember. That's kind of Olajuwon like that move down there in the baseline, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I actually guarded Akeem, or tried to guard Akeem, and he used that move on me a few times, and I think he scored.
Oh, good play by Tony Allen to get it back in the hands of James Posey, who will get to the line.
Thanks for reminding me how old I am.
My pleasure. Sam Cassell with the block. He wants that in his highlight reel right there.
That's his second block shot in just under a decade. I was so glad when they signed P.J. Brown and Sam Cassell because they finally had somebody on the team older than me.
There you go.
And they're a lot older than me. That's
somebody who listened to the same music you did, stuff like that.
Yeah, we have stuff to talk about. It's a phrase that served me well in my career. I've learned it from older players than myself. The older I get, the better I was. And those guys used to be all-stars. Not because they talk about it, just because they're that old.
It's kind of like the older you get, the smarter your dad gets, you know?
Yes. Sam tried a little flop there, tried to get a foul call on the block out, but refs weren't buying it.
It's a good flop, though.
It was. Excellent. Got a lot of sweat on the ground. The towel girl is having a little trouble getting it all up.
We're going to get a timeout here. 5:48 left to go in the first half. A playoff preview here tonight, and the Celtics have led just about all the way, and they're up by 7, 42-35. 42-35. Celtics got a 7-point lead. 5:48 to go here first half. Next Thursday night at 8 o'clock, Comcast Sportsnet previews the first round of the playoffs on Drive for 17, presented by Mohegan Sun. Gary and Donnie will recap the season, go behind enemy lines with a preview of the Celtics' first-round opponent, and bring you exclusive interviews with players and coaches. Drive for 17, presented by Mohegan Sun, next Thursday at 8 o'clock only on Comcast Sportsnet. Who will the Celtics play? Well, right now it would be Atlanta and Charlotte. Wow, got the lead. That game is in Indiana, 50-46. Atlanta has a magic number of 2 right now. And the remaining games, you can see the Hawks have Orlando and at Miami. Indiana at Washington and against New York. I wonder if New York played Miami in the next couple of days, how many people would actually come? What would be your guess on that?
I don't know, but when we played Miami and they had 4 players on their roster that were signed to 10-day contracts, one of my brothers was in town and said, man, I really could give him a call. He's old and really overweight. I don't want to say fat, but he's big-boned. And I think he might have been able to get up and down the court a couple times.
How about they had Bobby Jones on a 10-day contract. Johnson to the basket for 3. They had Bobby Jones on a 10-day contract. He was their high scorer.
That's this league. Well, their head coach was out recruiting during games.
Yeah, well, that's the first. That was the first.
I've seen some cool stuff in the NBA, but that was a first for me.
Stoudemire into the game, getting some minutes. Good long-range shooter. Coaching the final 5 minutes here of the first half. Horford trying to make a move on Perk.
And he passed it, which I think for him at that distance is a good move.
Joe Johnson's going to get himself to the free throw line. Perkins picks up the foul. That's his 3rd. Guys, what seems to me, when they reach a certain status in the league, have certain things that they can do. And Joe Johnson has a way of putting the ball on his hip, and then, which to me looks like an obvious travel carry, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. He gets away with it. Well, you know, they say they don't ref the numbers. The referees always say that. They don't ref the numbers. They don't ref the name on the jersey. But some guys get away. Once they got to move, and the refs are used to seeing it, they get away with it. You mentioned Hakeem the Dream, Olajuwon. He did a little walking in his days.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But it was pretty. Looked really good. KG banks that one home.
That's like I mentioned earlier before the broadcast started. Kevin doesn't really like young guys. He likes to play hard against young guys.
Good block by Perk. It's a slap on the back of the head from Kevin Garnett. It's going to be Boston ball. Take another look.
Perk saw it coming. Like with all shot blockers. He tried to take it at him, but in that case, Johnson didn't have quite enough to get over the top of the big fella.
Johnson landed with the ball out of bounds. Blocks even. Josh Smith has all 3 of those for the Hawks. Celtics are back to their starting 5 here with 4.5 to go in the half. Perkins is grabbed by both Stoudemire and Jones. They're going to give the foul to Stoudemire. Chance to remind you, tonight's Celtic game is brought to you by Legal Seafoods. Remember, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal. Perk getting his first trip to the line. The Celtics are 9 of 11 at the line tonight. The Hawks 7 of 11.
They got some good clam chowder over there at the Legal Seafoods.
Yes, they do.
I enjoy it a lot.
You like Boston as a city?
I do. I didn't think I would. I wasn't really excited about coming to live in Boston. I was excited to be a part of the program, obviously. Any player would want to be a part of this, but I wasn't excited about the weather and keeping moving further east. I'm a West Coast boy. But I am absolutely falling in love with the city. I live downtown. I'm the only player that lives downtown, and I'm really enjoying it.
Johnson into the paint, just waiting for a whistle, and he got one. Joe Johnson, originally draft pick of the Celtics. And Perk has picked up his 4th personal foul now, and that's going to get Glenn Davis back into the game with still 4:09 to go in what has been a long second quarter.
Definitely has seemed to drag out here this second quarter. I haven't seen a lot of Mike Bibby this spring.
Nope. Hawks also played last night. In fact, I was told by one of the Hawks people that we beat them in by about an hour.
Really?
Yeah. It was a pleasant ride down last night, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. As usual.
You a good flyer?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I've been flying a lot, obviously being part of the NBA for so long, and you have too, but I don't know, it just doesn't bother me.
A little choppy, I think is the word they use. A little choppy most of the way down.
Doesn't bother me at all. I figure if the worst were to happen, nothing I can do to change it.
Pierce defended by Williams, looks to go back to KG. He's got Horford on him, wants to take him to the middle. And good play by Horford. But a foul is called.
Late call, but he got it.
Yeah. Here's the young guy, old guy thing again.
Kevin against the younger player. He got him on the way up. It's kind of hard to see from that angle, but he did get him on the arm on the way up, and then it was a good block, and that's why he didn't like the call. And then a little talking from both sides. I think Kevin started it, and Horford's trying to finish it. But I don't think anybody is going to talk longer than Kevin Garnett.
17 first half points now for Kevin Garnett in a 7-point Boston lead. And we've got 2 technical fouls. I like that symbol there by Eddie Efright. That was good.
I've never seen a ref do that symbol before. Really? Too much talking, I believe, would be the explanation of that symbol.
That was good.
The gesture. Puppetry.
Yeah, it was. Sam Cassell is doing a lot of talking down there on the baseline.
Another noted talker.
Another noted chatter is right.
Yes.
Yeah. KG gets a kind roll. Kevin is 6 of 7 from the field and 6 of 6 from the line.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Rondo's got Stoudemire. Pierce has got Williams. 7 on the clock. Oh, that was one of those in the. Oh, the foul's on Pierce. I was going to say that was going to be one of those in the neighborhood fouls on Glenn Davis if it was on him.
I would have definitely blamed that on biggest guy in the pile. I'll blame it on him.
Pierce picks up his second. And Williams at the free throw line. And Williams would have been a senior on this North Carolina team if he had stayed in school.
Maybe if he was still there, they would have had a chance against the Jayhawks.
Maybe a chance, huh? You follow college basketball a lot?
I follow the Kansas Jayhawks a lot.
Okay.
And that's it. There's too many teams. I'm not that smart to keep up with that many different teams.
Again, Rondo to the floor. It's the 3rd time he's gone down tonight.
Bad shoes. He still
it.
hasn't changed them.
Yeah. 3 on the shot clock. Rondo sets his feet.
Take
That one got deflected. Yeah, exactly. Celtics get a fresh clock out of it. Ray misses a 3, but Rondo is there. Lays it down. Davis, no. Rondo the steal.
Is that a steal or another offensive rebound?
Yeah, well,
For
yeah.
the shortest guy on our team
Yeah.
right now, with Eddie House being out.
KG finds Rondo. Rondo finds Ray. Has plenty of time. Buries a 3.
He's not going to miss that much.
Nope.
Bing, bang, boom.
12 points for Ray Allen here on 4 of 8 shooting in 15 minutes. Garnett's played 16. Perkins has played 16. Pierce 14. Must have had about 5 people from the Hawks organization tonight when I walked in and say, "You're not going to play your guys tonight, are you?"
I think after all their starters played more than 40 last night.
Yeah.
I think after that they were kind of hoping we wouldn't play our guys.
Final 2 minutes here, first half. Garnett trying to put the pick on Johnson. Pierce. Rebound of Horford. 4th rebound for the rookie Horford. Horford right off the catch for 2.
Oh, doing a little John after he made that jumper.
Davis the good hands. And Pierce is met by Jones. That's going to be a foul. We're going to get a timeout. 105 in the first half. 51-42. Celtics by 9. Back with 105 to go in the half. Celtics are up by 9. The Mass State Lottery is proud to sponsor Celtics playoff run this year, and now's your chance to look for a private corporate event during a Celtic playoff game. The Celtics will be offering unique packages that include high-end corporate nights, gourmet dinners, and private function rooms. Sweet nights hosted by Celtic legends, or a chance to play on the legendary parquet floor. Work with an executive entertainment team to build your own unique playoff experience that your guests will not soon forget. For more info on booking your playoff event, visit Celtics.com or call 617-854-8035 to speak with a Celtics representative. Let's take a look at a Wendy's. It's way better than fast food replay.
The Hawks continue to struggle to find Kevin Garnett, and he's doing a great job of losing them. He's getting some easy buckets. There's another one. And he finishes up with this almost Hakeem-like shake. He's not quite as quick. Hakeem was a lot faster. No offense, KG, but I remember Hakeem being lightning quick, and you're just quick.
Very
6 for 7
yeah.
from the field. He's not missing a lot. And when you're shooting all of them inside the key, except for that last one, it's hard to miss.
6 of 6 also at the line. Pierce knocks it down. 7 points for Pierce, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Only 1 turnover. 1:05 on the clock.
Celtics still doing a good job on the boards. We're up 9.
Boston matching their largest lead, 11. Allen defending Johnson. You know, nobody ever talked about Ray Allen defensively when he came here, and he seems to get the Joe Johnsons of the world, the Kobe's of the world. He gets a lot of tough guys to cover.
Team by team, that has to be the toughest position. Every night there's somebody really good at the shooting guard spot. There's big men around the league, and there's point guards around the league. Actually, I would say point guard is up there too this year. There's a lot of tough point guards for Rajon, and there's a lot of tough 2 guards for Ray to guard every night.
Pierce gets whacked on the top of the head, and he'll get to the free throw line.
Paul is just quick, strong. I'm surprised he didn't make that layup. He usually does, even though he went on the other side. He got fouled pretty hard, though. He's one of those guys that doesn't look like he's strong, but he is very, very strong.
9 in the game now for Pierce. McDonald's halftime report is coming up with Gary and Tommy back in the studio. Breakdown of tonight's first half and the Celtics highlight of the year. Might have been one of those ones we saw from you earlier. You never know.
Hey,
you never know.
Highlights are highlights.
Pierce makes them both. I think that was voted on by fans, and I mean, you have that whole Planet Pollard base to call on.
I do. It's kind of like when Yao Ming gets 1 billion votes for the All-Star team. He's great, but I don't know if he should be the leading vote getter every year.
Johnson looking to go one-on-one with Allen, down to 4 on the shot clock, pulls up for the jumper. Not an easy shot by any stretch. Davis the rebound. Rondo's got time here. Rondo pulls up. And I don't think he got it off, but it doesn't matter. The Celtics are going to take an 11-point lead to the break. 55-44 at the end of one. Kevin Garnett, another strong performance against the Hawks. 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in the first half. Celts are up 11. Gary and Tommy are standing by back in the studio. Tommy, I want to hear what you got to say about Bob Pettit. Good stuff, I hope. Tonight's AAA first half replay is brought to you by AAA, your license to save. To join, go to AAA.com. We're at the half here at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, GA. 55-44. Celtics up by 11. Mike Gorman along with Scott Pollard. Your thoughts on that first half, Scott?
Well, it was a little topsy-turvy. We got a good lead at the beginning and then let them back. And then I'm happy with the way we finished that first half because we ended up with a 11-point lead.
It's just Eddie House trying to, like, cheer his teammate on here.
Yeah,
this will go around.
Trying to give me pointers while I'm trying to work.
That's right.
I don't bother him when he's shooting 3-pointers.
Let's check in with Greg, see what the coaches had to say.
Actually, Mike, I didn't even bother talking to the coaches. I did talk to Eddie House and Leon Bowe, who told me that Scott's effort needed to be better. He needed to speak clear, needed to speak more, and actually needed to allow you to do the play-by-play a little bit more and not interrupt you as much. Oh, yeah, the coaches did say they are getting hurt in transition. The defenses, they're switching too much. They're getting cross matches because of fast breaks by the Atlanta Hawks, and also too, they're looking for their guards to not crash the boards and get back a little bit quicker and stop them on the fast breaks. And coaches also said the defensive intensity, the physicality of the defense that has been the hallmark of this team hasn't been there tonight in the first half and really hasn't been there the last few games either.
Let's take a look at the halftime stats. They're brought to you by Ace Ticket. For Boston's best seat, call aceticket.com at 1-800-MY-SEATS. Hawks actually shooting better than Boston, getting out rebounded by 10, and only a 6-point advantage now for the Celtics in the paint. Right to KG, back to Rondo, a little tip pass to Perk, and Perk is going to be called.
Tried to do a little too much on that one. I think if he'd have just turned and shot that hook, he'd have been all right.
7th Boston turnover. The Hawks have turned it over 6 times. 7 turnovers, but the Hawks have been only able to manage 2 points off of those 7 turnovers.
Al seems very comfortable with that 15-foot shot tonight.
Yeah, he does. He's a good-looking rookie. Now, you're not old enough to remember his dad.
No, I didn't know he had a father.
Yes. In the NBA, too.
In the NBA?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have mentioned that if he had been a plumber or something like that.
You never know. That was facetiousness on my part there about having the father. Apparently we all do.
Smith covers a lot of ground there. Doc is up looking for the travel, and yeah, that's going to be the call. Yeah.
He's trying to use that athleticism, but he used too many steps on that too.
Yes. Even in this league, that's trouble.
Yes. He's not old enough to do that yet. Maybe if he was Michael Jordan, he could have got away with it.
That's right. Well, you know, if he can patent that move.
If he does it enough, he'll get away with it eventually.
Celtics run a little weave, and Kevin Garnett is called for a foul, setting the screen. 2 on KG. Not exactly a lot of electricity in this building right now, Scott.
No. See, I got a little flack from the guys in the back listening. They said I wasn't talking loud enough, but I guess it's because I'm feeding off the energy of the crowd in here.
Horford with the little half hook. And the Hawks have got it back to 7 here, 55-48. Boston's biggest lead, 11 in this game.
I got to create my own energy.
There you go. KG with the little fall away, back rims it, and it's controlled by Horford. Bibby, the up quick, deflected out of bounds by KG, and then a little extra bump on Smith there.
Well, after they blow the whistle, you can't commit a foul, is what I heard. In that case, it wasn't a foul, so he got away with it.
Horford again. Nope. Rebound to Williams, though. Gives it to Smith. See, if I'm Williams, I'm upset I worked that hard for that rebound. But I got to just take that shot.
I think Smith could have done something better with the ball.
You would have thought. He had 24 seconds. Pierce off the bounce. And good block again by Smith, but then Smith is called for the foul.
I wanted this first foul. He had 2 hands on him on a drive, which supposedly is illegal in this game. But he got the second one. And then Josh Smith took Kevin Garnett's advice, and after the whistle blew, decided to get his own foul in.
That's a third on Smith. Pierce picked off on the baseline, and good hustle play there by Horford, but he's unable to keep it in bounds. It's going to be Boston ball, but the Celtics are down to 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, we have 3 really good options. One of them, and now he's not taking the ball out of bounds, so it's good. We have 3 really good options on the court. Rondo doesn't have a hard decision to make. Give it to one of the good guys.
Into KG. There you go. 7 of 9 the shooting for Kevin Garnett in the game. He's got 20 points. Smith, no, tiptoe. He's quick off the ground.
That second effort gives you a lot of offensive rebounds if you have that ability. Me, I just had to knock people out of the way.
There you go. Well, there's 2 approaches to it, I was going to say. Ray Allen along the baseline. Oh, nice little hang time there for Ray.
That's taking it at the shot blockers and pushing them out of the way with your offhand. He didn't get a foul called.
14 for Ray in the game. 5 of 10 from the field. Johnson loses it, but is able to track it down, and then KG comes after him. Johnson comes up with it, deflected by Rondo. It makes its way to Smith, who dunks it. That was right out of the playbook, wasn't it?
Yes, I think the Hawks have put that play in. They worked on it in dummy offense this morning.
59-52.
It's the old scramble, scramble. Oh, I'm athletic.
KG trying to find some room. Can't bank it home. Rebound kept alive momentarily by Perk, but out of the pack comes Bibby. Williams, another good athlete, and he got fouled.
Tipped around, got our defense out of the way, and then Smith just takes advantage of that opportunity. Takes a big, long step past Ray Allen and gets the dunk.
That last foul down on the baseline on Ray Allen, his second, and Williams at the free throw line. Tonight's Celtic game brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. You're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today.
Did Marvin Williams' dad play in the NBA?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I just wonder if maybe it was Scott Williams. Sorry, Scott.
Yes, I know.
I know you're not that old.
Pierce got Williams to bite on the up fake, and then Williams was in trouble once he did, commits the foul.
Paul right now is saying, I didn't see anybody guarding me. That's one of his favorite phrases when he starts getting going. I don't see anybody defensing. I don't see anybody defensing.
How far back do you go with Paul?
About 15 years. I broke him in. When he got to school, he was a wide-eyed kid from Inglewood at, I think, 16 and turned 17 right after he got to campus. So his freshman and sophomore year, we showed him the ropes, and then he didn't need us anymore.
You were, what, 2 years ahead of him?
Yes. And he's 1 year behind me in the NBA because he left after his junior year. I think it was a good choice. Not a big fan of guys leaving early, but he was right.
Joe Johnson hits the baseline jumper. Hawks continue to hang around in this one, 61-56. They keep posting the Charlotte and Indiana score on the scoreboard here, and Charlotte continues to lead in that game. Hawks tonight with a magic number of 2 to clinch the final playoff spot and get Boston in the first round. KG was just trying to keep that alive. Smith on the other end. Doc is up upset at a lack of a 3-second call.
I didn't like that pass on the other end by Perk. I think he could have held on to it and swung it over. Instead, he tried to force it into KG.
That third quarter score 79-71. Hawks are on a 10-4 run here to get back to within 3.
Here's Josh Smith again. I'm athletic. He got through everybody.
One possession game here with 6:45 still to go in the third. Smith. Strong to the basket. Chance to tie the game off the drive. Foul on KG.
Safe to say he's trying to take over this game if he hasn't done so already. Again, that long step. Used his off arm to hold KG at bay and get the finish. Chance for a 3-point play.
Now you're saying, you said earlier, you can use the arm to...
As long as you don't extend it, you're supposed to be able to hold off the opponent or his arms. But if you push that arm off, you straighten your elbow, they're going to call it every time.
61 apiece. Rondo high off the glass for 2.
Again, I say supposedly.
Yeah. Horford with plenty of time buries it. Horford coming alive a little bit here in the second half. He's now got 8, 4 of 7 from the field. Go with 5 rebounds, tied at 63.
The Hawks as a unit are coming alive this half.
Yeah, they are. Have a chance to get a lead, get this crowd into the game.
That's not an easy thing to do.
Johnson in the lane. 65-63 Atlanta. Josh Smith now trying to orchestrate the crowd as well as everything else.
Those numbers in the paint have pretty much reversed. It's now 12-4 Atlanta in the paint this quarter.
And we get a whistle, we'll get a timeout. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the third. The Hawks have taken the lead by 2. We are back in a 2-point game, 65-63. The Hawks are now on top. 5:30 to go here in the third. GMC presents the Drive for 17 playoff coverage on Comcast Sportsnet. Your source for the best coverage of the Celtics all season long now is stepping it up for the postseason. We'll bring you pre- and post-game shows before and after every Celtic playoff game. Preview and review each series on the Drive for 17 1-hour special presented by Mohegan Sun. And we'll deliver exclusive videos online on Drive for 17 TV. Comcast Sportsnet, it's your home for Celtics playoff coverage as GMC presents Drive for 17. A lot of teams trying to get themselves set for the playoffs. The Celtics, of course, have been set at the top for a while. Philly and Washington involved in a good one tonight, 84-83. That 5 spot still up for grabs. Here's a look at the standings right now. Cleveland, I'm not sure you don't want to play Cleveland right now, Scott.
If I'm Washington or Philadelphia, I would like to be playing against Cleveland in the first round as opposed to each other or Orlando.
Yeah, I agree with you. Orlando, the team, Scott, that nobody really talks about.
They're sliding in there at 3.
Yeah, they are.
They do tend to fade at the end of the year, but I don't see that happening so far this year.
How special a talent is Dwight Howard?
He is the big man of the future. He is a runner, he's an athlete, and he still has a lot of room to improve on offense, but he is definitely the big man of the future.
Pierce's free throws tie the game at 65. Ray Allen aggressively up on Johnson. Garnett's got Smith. Perkins playing off Horford. Smith with 4 on the clock. Wow.
Smith with a little look over at the Celtics bench after that shot. I think maybe somebody said something because he was wide open.
17 in the game now for Smith. He's got 11 in the quarter. Garnett looks to answer and does.
The Hawks are doing it on the boards too. They're caught up. That rebound margin was at 10 at halftime, and now it's down to 4 or 5.
Horford, Perkins there. Horford goes for the fall away and drops it. He's a chatter, isn't he?
He's very happy to be here.
Yeah. 69-67 Atlanta. Hawks are shooting 57% in the game. 11 of 14 in the quarter. Childress. Bibby, tough shot. No. Garnett controls the rebound, has it knocked away by Childress from behind, picked off by Bibby.
Rondo's down again.
Bibby. Horford the follow.
Wow. He's even happier.
Yeah, he certainly is.
For good reason.
71-67. That's the largest lead for the Hawks in this game.
Just a monster board right there. The kid is happy. Fist in the air. Game's not over yet, young fellow, but I'm happy for you. You're playing well.
That foul is on Josh Smith. He's going to have to go to the bench now with 4. Pachulia comes back in. So it's Pachulia, Horford, Childress, Bibby, and Johnson. Sam Cassell at the point for the Celtics with Pierce, Davis, Garnett, and Allen. Loose ball off to Johnson. Off the miss by Cassell. Johnson's pull-up. Over the top, Childress baseline rebound. Garnett the block. The loose ball comes all the way back to Bibby, though. They got a fresh clock. Bibby, nice move with the dribble. Misses the shot, and Garnett gathers it in. Under 3 minutes now to go in the third.
Dodged the bullet there. We gave up another offensive rebound.
Pierce, the good spin, the hard move. Looking for a whistle, didn't get one. And a traveling violation as he caught his own shot. We have got a timeout. Celtics got their hands full here in Atlanta in this playoff preview. 71-67. Hawks in the third. We're back in a 4-point game, 2:47 to go in the third. Tonight's Kia card is presented by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. And tonight we look at former Hawk great Dominique Wilkins, led the NBA in scoring in 85-86 at over 30 a game. The Eastern Conference All-Star 9 times and into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2006, and he's with our DCU sideline reporter right now.
Yeah, Mike, now Vice President of the Atlanta Hawks. Dominique, potential first-round matchup here between the Celtics and Hawks. Your thoughts if we do see it next weekend?
Well, you know, I think the Hawks have really put themselves in a good position. If we can win this game tonight, I think it will be a really good matchup between the Hawks and the Celtics, because I think we match up better with them than, say, Detroit. So I would like to see us play against the Celtics.
Where do you think you match up well with the Celtics, or at least better than Detroit?
At the forward position and definitely at the guard position with Joe Johnson. Mike Bibby has, I think, can do very well against this team, especially as far as running the flow of the offense, really getting people in key positions. So this would be a great matchup, I think.
Is there a particular guy in this team that Mike Bibby has helped the most? Obviously, coming into a very young basketball team.
I think he helped Joe Johnson the most, because now Joe doesn't have to work so hard down the stretch that he can get easier opportunities for himself.
Seen Al Horford now 3 times up close, and I can understand why you guys are touting him as the Rookie of the Year over Kevin Durant.
Oh, he is the Rookie of the Year. Nothing to take anything from Durant. You know, he had a great year, but it should go to a guy who's most productive on this particular team. And he does more than just score. He rebounds, he plays defense, he passes. He does everything you want your big guy to do.
I gotta ask you about Doc. How early into playing with him did you know that he was going to be a coach?
He was a coach when he was a player. You know, so it's not surprising to see him coaching and see him doing well.
Do you ever bother as a teammate? You know, sometimes a guy coaching on the floor, not a lot of guys can be receptive to that.
You know what? Back in those days, you expected that. And certain team, Magic was a coach on the floor with the Lakers. You look at Isaiah Thomas in Detroit. So you had many guys who were doing that. So Doc is not an exception to the rule.
Nick, thanks so much. Appreciate it. We'll see you again probably here in a couple of weeks for games 3 and 4, the way it looks, guys.
All right, Greg, thanks very much.
Doc may have been the coach on the team, but Dominique put all those people in the seats that Doc was bragging about that were here when he played here.
That's a good point. Johnson, Doc upset, saying that he wasn't in the act of shooting. He's still upset. Doc was just telling Eddie F. Rush, I've seen you play. You have no game.
That's why he's a ref. That's pretty obvious.
And Davis for 2 off the good feed from Kevin Garnett, and a nice pass from Sam Cassell to start the playoff. 72-69, Boston back within 3.
They go up strong, big boy.
Pierce here defending Childress. Childress trying to find something on the baseline. Goes up a line drive jumper, and Pierce takes it off the floor. Back in the hands of Cassell, back over to Pierce. Celtics looking to tie this up before we head for the 4th quarter.
A good guy to give it to get a tie game.
Skip past Cassell, open, buries it. 72 apiece. Sam knocking down a 3.
Garnett draws a lot of attention, and they left Mr. Cassell wide open in the corner.
9th tie of the game.
It's a little outside of his comfort range. I don't like that shot, but hey, that's the shortest 3-point line there is.
Johnson, hard drive to the hoop. His runner does not go down. Pachulia there with an aggressive offensive rebound. Bibby never hesitates. Horford goes over the back, gets away with it, but Ray Allen comes out of there with the ball. Gets the screen. Johnson now gets back to him. Cassell Can't shake Johnson, and pretty good play by Pachulia there. And he tipped it out of bounds. It's going to stay Boston ball, but they're down to 6 on the shot clock.
I think we got a little lucky there. That could have gone either way.
James Posey into the game, and Paul Pierce will come out. Pierce sits down with 14 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 6 rebounds and a couple of assists. Posey will inbound, 6 on the shot clock for Boston. KG a step away, buries it.
And a little after the shot, talking to the young fellow. It's still going.
Yes, it's still going. 9 of 13. Johnson.
Good closeout, Ray.
Maybe those got it, and now the Hawks can take the final shot here, trailing by 2. 7-0 Boston run. Hawks looking to tie or go ahead with the 3. Horford knocks it down. I don't think he was aware of the clock.
I don't think so either. I think if he'd have known that there was only a second left, he would have missed that.
Kevin Garnett lets one go in 3/4 court, and we'll have a 12-minute basketball game coming up here in Atlanta. KG leading the way with 24 points and 6 rebounds, but the Hawks are hanging tough. 3 down, 1 to go. 74 for Boston, 74 for Atlanta. Welcome back to Atlanta, Georgia, a place that the Celtics may see a lot of over the next couple of weeks. Atlanta coming in with the magic number of 2 tonight, and so far so good for them. They're tied with the Celtics headed into the 4th quarter, and Charlotte continues to lead Indiana. Wrigley's Double Mint Gum is the official gum of the NBA. Its minty flavor is enjoyed by NBA players and fans both on and off the court. Grab a pack of Double Mint Gum today. We'll check the stats through 3. They're brought to you by aceticket.com. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Hawks turn it over on their initial possession. Boston still a +3 in rebounds. Not a whole lot of 3-point shooting tonight.
Atlanta finished that 3rd quarter 1 of their last 8, and that one was Horford. But he had 12 in that quarter. Smith had 11. Looks like we stopped guarding him.
Bibby misses a 3. Rebound controlled by Horford.
And boxing him out.
Childress trying to back Sam down, and does. Doc wants a timeout. 22nd timeout. Takes it 48 seconds into this 4th quarter, with the Hawks retaking the lead at 76-74. Let's check out tonight's Legal Seafood trivia question. Here's the answer. Bill Russell won 11 championships in 13 years. The Hawks won the title in 58. Who was the only other team to win a title in the Russell era? This is the first time we've asked that, so we'll hold off and give him the answer. Bill Russell won 11 championships in 13 years. The Hawks, and who was the other team to defeat him? We'll have that answer for you in just a flash. It's here. I know you know the answer. I know you do.
I don't.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, we've been talking a lot about Horford's been doing a lot of talking out here. KG does a lot of talking. Sam Cassell, we see on the screen right now, tends to be a chatter. How do you react to chatter as a player? Do you engage the other player? Do you ignore it? What do you do?
I usually just let my play do the talking. Guys talk to me over the years, and usually if a guy started talking to me, that means I was bothering him, because they'd start saying, so you can't guard me and this and that, and then I put them on their butt a couple times. They stop talking.
Sam misses deep rebound to Bibby. So you didn't talk back?
I enjoy the banter. No, I'd talk back to certain guys. Certain guys, you know, if I'm guarding a guy, I got time to talk back to him, but I never like to get left hanging. You know, if somebody gets something in and I'm not guarding him, I don't have a chance to get back.
How about KG, all the years you played against him?
We had a few talks, a few chats.
Horford, once again, has been the catalyst for the Hawks here tonight.
We are not boxing out Al Horford this quarter. That's 2 offensive rebounds already in about a minute and a half.
Posey picks up the foul. And Horford will be at the free throw line. 14 and 8 with 2 assists. His numbers tonight, of course, he and Kevin Durant, the two popular choices for Rookie of the Year. Durant's numbers are much better, but Atlanta as a team will be going to the playoffs, and Seattle will be one of the first teams to select in the lottery.
I'm all for players getting awards that are on better teams. Nothing against Durant, but your MVP should come from the team that's the best team in the league, the best player on the best team.
How do you like the idea of not being able to go to the All-Star team if your team has less than a 500 record?
I like that idea because there's a lot of guys you see on cellar dweller teams that just have phenomenal numbers. Then they get on a good team and they all of a sudden aren't that good. Certain players just, you know, they know how to carry a team. They know how to be selfish and score. But then you put them on a team and they don't do as well. I agree with that 100%. Glenn Davis on the boards, trying to redeem himself after giving up an offensive board to Al Horford a little bit ago. And he does. Get the jump ball.
Yep.
Big, baby.
Just under 6 minutes to go in Indiana, 95-87. Charlotte might be a very disappointing loss at home for Indiana. Glenn Davis stays with the Tony Allen, tracks it down in the backcourt. Lots of time. It's Cassell, Tony Allen, Davis, P.J. Brown, and Posey.
Awkward pass.
Davis, for two.
Good result.
77-76. Childress inside Horford, backing his way down. Tony Allen comes to help. Horford does not get the bounce. P.J. Brown does.
It's great defense by Big Baby. Slowed him down, made him take a tough shot.
Cassell into the paint. Sam kicks it. Davis rims out the jumper. Loose ball off the floor to Horford. He's got Childress with him, finds him. And Childress will get to the free throw line. Posey's going to pick up the foul.
I thought that was a good block.
Let's take a look and see if it was.
Good hustle by Al. Good decision giving it up. It's hard to tell, but I thought he got a lot of ball on that one.
Interesting decision here coming up over the next 3, 4, 5 minutes for Doc. Does he put his starters back in to win the game, or does he play his bench down the stretch? Childress gets the first. Here's the answer to tonight's Legal Seafood Trivia question. Bill Russell won 11 of 13 championships. The Hawks beat the Celtics in '58. Who was the other team to beat the Celtics in the Russell era? The dreaded Philadelphia 76ers of 1967.
I didn't know that.
You know.
Now I know.
You do.
And knowing's half the battle.
That's right. You'll drop that on somebody later and they'll be like, wow.
Totally.
Bibby knocks one down for the deep.
It's the fourth quarter.
81-76. 5-point Hawk lead, matches their largest of the game.
Mike Bibby 1 for 4 through 3 from the three-point line. But it's the fourth quarter.
Cassell, the leaner, gets a very, very kind bounce.
Back to what you were saying about whether Doc puts the starters back in or not. It's a tough decision, but if you're looking at this game like, hey, we're probably going to play these guys anyway, do you want to play them, or do you want to try to see if Indiana can catch them? And it looks like Indiana may not get that win tonight, so
8:54 to go. Back in a three-point game, Hawks have the lead, 8:54 to play. Celtic fans, now's the time to reserve your luxury suite for the much-anticipated 2008 postseason. A very limited amount of suites are available now for all potential home playoff games. This is a great opportunity to entertain clients, reward your employees, or just enjoy these exciting games with family and friends. All luxury suites come with a private living room, plasma TVs, and a variety of catering options. To reserve your playoff suite today, call 866-4CELTIX or visit Celtics.com. Let's check in with our DCU sideline reporter, Greg Dickerson.
Looks more and more like it's going to be Celtics and Hawks for the playoffs starting next weekend. Josh Childress, for one, he's looking forward to the matchup because, as he told me tonight, it's going to be great on our end because all we have to do is go and play. There are no expectations at all for us. The Celtics, are the ones with all the pressure on them. They have to go out and win because, you know what, if they don't, it ends up being the biggest upset in the NBA. Does add, we got to play some defense. The numbers bear it out. Hawks averaging, giving up 104 points a game over the last 10.
Tony Allen turns it over. Charlotte still up 6.
And as you pointed out during the break, the Hawks starters are averaging over 30 minutes.
And there's Bibby hitting another fourth quarter 3. Nice call. I mean, bad call, but nice call.
I didn't want to be right, but I do know the man.
84-78.
And he wants that playoff check. He came over at halftime, told me he's having another kid. You got to buy more diapers and formula and stuff.
Yeah. College tuition still would count. Sam hits a little turnaround. Celtics need someone to get hot right now. Davis, Allen, P.J. Brown, Cassell, Posey on the floor. Bibby misses that one from the corner. Nice job by Davis boxing out Horford there. Came away with the rebound. Sam up the middle.
Hawks did a good job of getting back on defense there. Thought we had a chance, but we didn't take advantage.
P.J. Brown whistle for the foul. Great look.
I'll take that foul. I always like it when bigs set good screens. Because I'm one of them. And I set big screens.
4-point game. A lot of time. 7+ minutes to go. Johnson gives it up. Smith. Rebound Posey. Up quickly Tony Allen.
Attack, Tony.
Inside. Davis spins. Rejected by Smith.
He's just hanging around behind his teammate.
Johnson trying to back his way down. Foul is going on Davis, I do believe. Doc is really upset on the sidelines. There's no 3 seconds being called.
You see Smith just hanging out there. Boop, here it comes. Oh, he was guarding, baby. He made it look that good. He looked like it was help defense.
We have got a timeout. Doc wants to try to make a point with the officials. You got to call 3 seconds sometime. 6:43 to go in the game.
Today, your identity is at greater risk than ever before, and it's much more than just your credit information. Early detection is your best protection, and Identity Truth is the earliest. Check out identitytruth.com today with a truly free 90-day trial offer. No credit card required. Just visit identitytruth.com today.
We're back, 6:43 to go in the game. 4-point game with Atlanta on top. Rematch of New England and the Boston Celtics are giving you the chance to have your home driveway made over Celtic style, complete with a new basketball hoop, equipment, and a whole lot more. The home court program will show off your Celtic pride. Now, the winner will also participate in a basketball clinic in their hometown, hosted by a Celtic player or a Celtic legend. For more information and official rules, log on to Celtics.com. Let's take a look at a Wendy's. It's way better than fast food replay.
Sam I am doing what he does best, backing down a guard that he's taller than and hitting the bucket over the top of Mike Bibby. I didn't play with Sam Cassell. He's the one.
He's the one guy you didn't play with.
Until now, but now he's off the list. Or on the list, whichever way you look at it.
6 minutes, 43 seconds to go. Cassell, Allen, Brown, Posey, and Davis stay out there for Boston. It's Horford, Johnson, Bibby, Smith, and Childress. 4 starters out there for the Hawks with Childress. Johnson hangs in the air. Oh,
that's goaltending.
That's not going to count.
Nunca. Oh, bucket.
He is explosive, isn't he?
I think he was trying to tip that in with his elbow. We'll see it again here. Apparently, if the ball is over the cylinder, that's goaltending. Oh, yeah. That was trying to go in still. He might have just let it alone. It would have gone in.
Was a nice tip, though. It's very soft.
Yeah. Looked like an old school finger roll, like Wilt Chamberlain and George Gervin.
Cassell gets a screen, finds Posey.
Oh, that's a foul.
Oh, that's a good play by James. Act of shooting, I do. Oh, come on. Not act of shooting. Oh, it is 2 shots.
How is it not the act of shooting here?
Pointing down.
Well, that's a veteran move. He should have got the call. James Posey, known for his veteran moves, because he's a veteran.
He'll get 2. Pose hasn't attempted a shot from the field in the game in 16 minutes. Tonight's bonus code is brought to you by IdentityTruth.com. Early detection, your best protection against identity theft. IdentityTruth.com. Celtics back within 2, 84-82. Smith. Oh, he's quick off his feet.
That ball again.
Good hands inside for the Celtics, and that's a foul on Smith, and that's going to be his 5th.
Good hustle by James Posey, bringing that ball down to the ground with him, and then finding a teammate before he traveled, or got a jump ball.
5 fouls on Smith, who puts the hand up to his coach saying, "Don't take me out."
The veteran, James Posey, the wily veteran, James Posey. Ball tipped around, gets knocked down, doesn't complain about the foul, gets the ball to a teammate who is then fouled.
And Smith is going to come out of the game. Marvin Williams will come in. Smith not happy with that substitution. Smith has had some rocky moments here in Atlanta. 4-point Charlotte lead still. Minute 20 to go in Indiana. Magic number for the Hawks, 2, could go to 1. Sam, nope. Offensive board, nope. No, picked off by Bibby.
Great effort by Tony getting on the board, but we came up short.
And it's going to be Boston ball. Washington with the win tonight, pulling away at the end, 109-93. Big win for Washington now. Looks like it'll be them in Cleveland in the 4-5 spot. Cassell, 2. 84 apiece. We'll have a 5-minute game.
Sam did it again. Just dribbled around until he found a little spot, a little 15-footer. Bucket.
Bibby brings out the 3. Posey's got it. Bibby now 5 of 17 for the night. Had a real shooting slump. They thought he broke out of it last night. He was 10 of 19 in the game, but he looks like he's back in it. Sam a little long with that one. Loose, picked off the floor by Williams. Hawks got the ball. 4:15 to play in a tie game. Bibby passes it up. Williams. Johnson. No. Oh, rebound right to Horford.
That was a big board.
Horford lays it down. Williams blocked and picked off. Good block by P.J. Brown. And the Celtics take a timeout. 3:59 left to go in the game. The bench is performing. We're tied at 84.
Boston Celtics basketball on Comcast Sportsnet was brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, by your New England Ford dealers, by TD Bank North, by Supercuts, by Speedy Oil Change and Tuna, and by Foxwoods Resort Casino.
We are back and we're tied at 84 apiece. 3:59 left to go here in Atlanta. Tonight's Celtic game brought to you by Legal Seafoods. Remember, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal. All right, down the stretch, the Celtics are going to go with Posey, Cassell, Allen, Davis, and Brown.
Safe to say we're not going to see any more action from those three guys right there. All of Boston's points this quarter are off the bench. So they weren't doing anything anyway. Might as well rest them.
How much of a... Let's take a look here before we answer that question. The last defensive stand.
Great help by Baby. PJ reacts, comes over, gets the block. Baby gets the rebound.
If the Celtics can pull off this win here tonight in the final 3 minutes and 52 seconds, with the Hawks having all their starters on the floor and the Celtics having 5 guys off the bench on the floor, you would think that would be pretty deflating for the Hawks.
Yes, if we are able to pull this off with the bench versus their starters. I would think you're going to go into the playoffs a little bit shaken.
To Josh Childress was telling Greg earlier about how all the pressure would be on Boston.
That would put a little bit of pressure back on them.
I think it might.
A little bit.
Johnson in the paint, no. Tip doesn't go. Horford has it taken away and picked off by Posey. Boston the ball in the lead now as we approach 3 minutes to go. Back in the hands of Sam. Cassell in the paint. Finds Davis. Davis in the lane with the left hand. Gets the bounce. That's 4-point Boston lead.
That's not a shot you see from Glenn Davis a whole lot. That left hand fade hook. Went in though, so hey, that's awesome.
8 points for Davis off the bench, 4 of 9 shooting. That's an offensive foul. Wow. James Posey.
The wily veteran, James Posey.
That was just weak effort on Johnson's part there. Watch this.
Stands his ground, and then he can't stand it anymore, so he falls down. Obviously a huge push.
Second foul on Johnson, who's 6 of 19 in the game. The Hawks with no bench, and that's eventually going to catch up with them. And Sam Cassell is going to get himself to the free throw line. We got a lot of wily veterans out here right now.
Yes. Here's Sam. Oh, I'm not supposed to shoot from all the way out here, so I pump fake it and get you in the air. I'm going to act like I was really going to shoot that.
And that foul is on Josh Smith, and he is gone.
I think they called it on the floor, but we're in the bonus, so he's getting 2 shots anyway.
Smith fouls out of the game with 17 points and 6 rebounds. And
Perk's excited. Kevin's excited. Scal's excited. Paul's having a conversation. Rondo thought I was funny. That's everybody that I could see.
11 points for Sam off the bench, 5 of 12. This is his first free throw, and he misses it. 4-point game. Makes the second.
Big possession right here. We get this defensive stop, and I like our odds.
Williams pulls up baseline, long with the shot. Rebound controlled underneath by Davis. And Childress with a foul in the backcourt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a timeout with about 8 minutes to go. Sam Cassell looked over at me. He was getting the ball in bounds. He's saying something. I said, get a win. He said, I got you. He just did that play. He looked over at me and winked. Thank you. Thanks, old man.
Celtics will take it under 2 minutes on this possession, leading 89-84. Childress guarding Cassell. Sam the pull-up knocks it down. 14-second possession there for Sam Cassell, but he buries the jump shot. And the Celtics have opened it up to 7, 91-84 with 1:48 to go. And once again, the Boston bench, as they did in Charlotte, has really responded with a solid effort. Here's another look at Sam's bucket.
Sam Cassell decided he wanted to win this game, and he's doing it by himself with that defensive stop, and that's a big shot right there.
6 for 13 shooting now for Sam. 14 off the bench. Davis has got 8. New England Ford Dealers Celtics postgame live is coming your way next. Gary and Tommy are back in the studio. We'll have Doc's press conference, player interviews, the Tommy Award. It's all coming up on the New England Ford Dealers postgame live. Let's take a look at our Speedy Oil Change of the Game, brought to you by Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your certified auto service center. Sam Cassell in the fourth quarter, coming up with the big shots, as Scott just mentioned. Atlanta led this game 84-78 at one point, but then Sam and the rest of the bench took over. That's our Speedy Oil Change of the Game, brought to you by Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your certified auto service center. And Celtic defense, Scott, which has been the hallmark of this team all year long. The Hawks have missed their last 9 shots.
And that is how you win championships. Right there. You shut a team down when you need to. You score when you need to. Sounds simple, but not everybody can do it.
14 and 5, the numbers for Cassell. Hawks not out of this yet, but close. 1:48 on the clock. Down by 7.
Well, Mike, if we finish with more points than they do, then we win.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Horford across the lane. Nicely done. That's where they wanted to go out of that timeout, and they got 2 out of it.
Young fella has been impressive tonight.
Yeah, he has. 17 points and 11 rebounds for Horford. Posey back to Sam. He's had the hot hand. Still does.
Why not? I wish I could repeat that.
I know, but we can't.
I want to describe that so badly. I love the celebration dance. Sam, I am. When you hit shots like that, that's how you get the I am moniker.
Ooh, Bibby, your guy, knocks down a 3. 94-89. Still time here. 5-point game.
Playing like a father-to-be.
Again, it's Sam one-on-one with Childress. Now he's got Williams in a switch. Takes it. Makes it.
Sam, I am. He waved everybody off on that one.
Yeah, he
I
did.
think he just wants to win this game by himself. Yeah. There's 4 other guys out there, but he doesn't need him. Watch Sam Cassell. No, I don't need to pick. I don't need to pump fake. I just need to make. Yeah. Paul's doing a kooky dance.
97-89. Childress has it tipped away. Williams comes up with it. No rebound. Davis and the Celtics come to Atlanta and deflate the celebration plans for the Hawks. Charlotte wins the game tonight, so the magic number goes to 1 for Atlanta, but it won't be at Boston's expense, as Doc Rivers is able to go to his bench, play his bench for the entire fourth quarter, and they respond, led by Sam Cassell, 8 of 15 from the floor, 20 points for Sam. 15 in the fourth quarter.
He's a finisher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you let somebody else have the ball. That's good. Thanks for sharing, Sam.
Celtics get 31-37. Make it 38 points off their bench here tonight. Hawks are going to take a timeout, but the Celtics have got a 10-point lead, and they've got this one wrapped up. Very, very impressive performance once again by the Boston bench. They have showed themselves over the last week to 10 days to be worthy of respect throughout the league. You know, that was a big part of the beginning of the year when people were looking to point fingers at potential weaknesses here, Scott. It was the bench that people wanted to point at.
People wanted to point at that, and the bench did a great job all year, I think. And we added to it with PJ and Sam towards the end of the year. Those 2 guys right there.
Let's take a look at tonight's Supercut of the game, brought to you by Supercuts every time. Big shots, one after the other down the stretch for Sam Cassell, who says he doesn't have three-point range. He's buried a couple here in this fourth quarter. That's the Supercut of the game, brought to you by Supercuts every time.
I think I said he doesn't, and I'm eating my words.
Bibby, who we know has that kind of range, comes up short. Childress. Johnson tries the three. Posey bothered that shot from behind, taken down by Sam. Hawks are not going to foul, and the Celtics.
Why not get some rebounds too there,
win
Sam?
number 64 on the season.
I think that was his first rebound too. So he just wanted to finish the game.
Third best record all time in the storied history of the Boston Celtics. The defense steps up. 2 of the last 15 shots is all Atlanta could make. And Sam Cassell, who was struggling, frankly, a little bit in adjusting to the Celtic team, has had his coming out party here tonight in Atlanta. A big, big performance for him. 20 points, most of it coming here, 15 in the fourth quarter. And the Celtics, again, spoil the chances of the Hawks. The Hawks have a magic number 1. In all probability, they will be the Celtics' first-round playoff opponent. But again, this has got to be kind of devastating, Scott, to lose this game to the bench.
I feel much better about our chances in the first round now. We put a little bit of pressure back on the Hawks. If it was all on us, we gave them a little bit back by winning this with our bench tonight, and their starter's still in there.
Let's take a look at tonight's steal of the game, brought to you by IdentityTruth.com. Early detection, your best protection against identity theft. IdentityTruth.com. Sam Cassell, James Posey teaming up on a couple here. Boston really coming up with big defensive plays, which has been their hallmark all year long. Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by your New England Toyota dealer. Toyota quality, you can depend on it. Kevin Garnett took charge of this game early and established himself. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block shot. He was 6 of 6 at the line. KG is the Toyota player of the game. Brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers. Toyota quality, you can depend on it. Scott, it has been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
The pleasure was all mine. Thanks for dragging me around tonight.
First of many for you, I am sure. Coming up, the New England Ford Dealers postgame live will be coming your way. The Celtics now with the 3rd best record all time. They are 64-16 on the season, led by Kevin Garnett here tonight with 24 points, 20 for Sam Cassell off the bench, 14 apiece for Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. For Scott Pollard and Greg Dickerson, I'm Mike Gorman. Postgame shows coming up next. Bye-bye from Atlanta.